So here I was just discussing about the questions. So some of the other questions are: describe the purpose of an incident recording, describe the purpose of an incident investigation, write the principles of incident investigations, write briefly about about PPEs, write preventive measures for unsafe acts and unsafe conditions, aids for good housekeeping, measure to improve housekeeping, checklist, color coding, and tag system. So any one of you have any questions in this that has to be clarified or something? Yeah, so the next topic will be hazard, risk, and prevention. So here in this, the course content that we are going to discuss is hazards in the workplace and their causes, approach to prevention of the hazards, risk analysis or risk assessment, or it is also called as task risk assessment or hazard identification and risk assessment, and LMRA. LMRA we will see in due course of time what this LMRA is and what is its purpose. So the general hazards in the workplace can be categorized into falling or falling objects, fire and explosions, poisoning, noise, radiation, being wedged between, hit by moving parts, vehicles and traffic. So can anyone guess about this point, being wedged between or hit by moving parts? Can one of you guess where
So
one can encounter this particular part, and HS is very careful about this particular thing? Can anyone of you guess?
when they are working in the lift, or it may be when they are working in the rotating parts, or when the machine is on, if they are working, then they may be there may be a cause of being wedged between.
Yeah, that is there, but mostly in the excavation areas. Okay. When
Okay.
there is excavation going or lifting activities going by the crane or by the excavator, if you are using for excavation, on the excavator or on the crane, if you go to the rear part of the operator's end, there you can see this pictorial representation of hit by moving parts. If the crane is swinging, we say side swing, or the excavator is side swinging, and if person is within the radius of this swing radius, he will be definitely hit. That is why we go for barricades and other things for to prevent such an incident. Then what are the causes for this? The main cause is the type of work, workplace or environment, equipments, product and materials, employee behavior and competency or skills of that particular person. Now, this competency skill is equally employed or it is equally applied to HSC person. If HSC person is less competent, then he'll be less on combating the incident before it is happening.
ثغرة. क्या है
Praful Kumar, please mute. Mr. Praful Kumar, please mute. Mr. Praful Kumar, please mute your.
మ్యూట్ లో పెట్టండి ఎవరో కానీ.
The hazardous activity or circumstances. Hazardous substance, machines or tool, high pressures, radiation source, excavating, electricity, cold or heat, noise, working at height, working at night. All are hazardous activities or circumstances. Now, factors that increase the risk. Now, previously here we have seen the hazardous activities. Now, related to this, what are the risks that can be increased? One is cluttered workplace, that is your poor housekeeping, extreme low temperature or high temperature, too much of or too little light. Too much of light, how does it affect? If light is reflecting on your eyes, what do you call that phenomenon?
Please somebody mute. We are hearing that noise.
I'm telling him, but he's not listening.
Sir, you can mute everybody participants.
Hare Krishna, please mute your mic. The noise, vibration, weather conditions, dust or contaminated air, working near radiation source, traffic vicinity, working in confined space, working at height, difficult access, little room to maneuver, few escape routes, hazard in vicinity, complexity of work. All these factors increase the risk. So here we will define what hazard is and risk is. Hazard is the source or it is the potential to cause an injury. A situation that can cause an accident or incident, or a hazard can be defined as a characteristic of a substance or a product that can cause a incident. And a risk is the result of the hazard. If you have hazard, then you have the result. That result is called the risk, or it is the probability. What is the probability? The likelihood. Yes. So risk is defined as the product of likelihood or impact. In some risk matrix, you can see potential into impact, while in some risk matrix, you can see potential into consequence or potential into severity. Then likelihood, what do you mean by likelihood? The chance that an hazard can cause an accident is the likelihood. And the impact is the amount of damage then that the hazard can cause. Now here, in risk assessment, we use risk matrix to calculate this or to quantify this. Now, I'll just show you an example of this risk matrix. So here, this is the risk matrix, what we call. So risk probability, you can see the severity, that is the impact, how much impact it can cause. And this is the frequency, how frequent it can occur, or this is the likelihood. So if you say here you have three different colors. One is the red color, the other is yellow, and the other last one is the safe color, that is the green. If you get in your risk matrix with the current controls in green zone, then it's okay. If you get either in red or in yellow zone, then you should take appropriate steps to mitigate the hazard or the risk. Now this has this yellow band is called LRAP, that is as low as reasonable practical. That means you are taking the risk to a level that you can mitigate and execute the job. Now this red band shows the high risk job. So whenever in your calculations, if you get this within the red band, you should be very serious, take more steps to bring down the levels from red zone to either yellow or to the green zone. Now, how do we calculate it? Now, see, this is 2 into 2 or 4 matrix, or if it is labeled as ABCD, then 2 into B will be 2B. Then again, if 2 into C, it is 2C. So this is how you can give your values into the calculations. Now I'll show you two or three examples of this risk assessment. Have you seen the risk assessment, or how many of you have done this risk assessment? Has anyone done?
Done.
You have done? Okay. But for some others, I'll just show you.
Father.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, this is this I have done for a oil company called Taka Energy. Now here, as I have shown in the PowerPoint, I have used here the risk matrix. Apart from that, what activity you are doing, that you need to write. This is work at height above 1.8 meters. In Middle East or other countries, we take 1.8, but in India it is 2 meters. The date of assessment and your document reference. So here if you see, and here we have given for low risk, who is the responsible person. Now, as in when here you see the task description we have given, hazard, uncontrolled. So this is the probability. Here you have the probability, and here is the severity. The top one is the severity. So this is the rating. 4D. 4D here it stands in the high risk zone, red zone. So here it is 4 into D, that is 4D, that is this is high risk job. So by taking appropriate measures, you bring down this particular 4D to 3C. So here 3C is in the yellow band, that is LRAP. So now you can execute this particular job by following these steps. Similarly, here you have for each and every step, you need to identify the hazard, what is the risk, what are the control measures. Before taking control measures, what is the risk rating? After, what is the risk rating? So at last, it is mandatory that you go for housekeeping. Housekeeping is one of the important things. So for all the risk assessment, we give this last step as the housekeeping. As we have discussed, after you finish your job, the workplace has to be made neatly and submitted. So in this, who has assessed, you can see my name here. Who is the person who has assisted me with the assessment, and who is the approver. So approval will be given by the manager of the highest rank in your organization, to which department you belong. So this is one method. So this is another method I'm showing you. This is also for DNO. This is for all company. This is a different method of risk assessment. But here, if you see that it is broken into different parts. It is more detailed here, what we have shown here. Yet in another type, See, this is the JSA. You can see the difference between risk assessment and JSA. Now here also we have used 3 different colors. But here if you see, we haven't given for
Sir, we
quantifying.
are unable to see the screen, sir. They say we are unable to see the screen.
You are unable to see?
Yes, sir. Only
Yes.
hazard and
Yes.
risk only we keeping same.
You are unable.
Only single screen is showing hazard and risk only the particular.
Yes,
No,
sir.
you are
Single,
unable to
single,
see
single.
anything?
No, sir. We can't see
No,
anything.
Nobody's. Only that slide is it's in a slide mode. I mean, not in the presentation mode.
Okay, now can you see that?
yes, yes, sir.
Yes.
The
Yes,
before part.
sir.
See, this
Yes,
is
sir.
a JSA.
The before one, can you one more time? Can we see, sir? The clearance?
Yes.
Yeah,
Please
I'll show you.
explain.
See, this is a JSA. Okay. In JSA, we have matrix. But you see, L means low, M medium, H means high. How much it is? It doesn't tell how much it is. High, how much high it is. Okay. So this is about JSA. I'll show you one more. So now you can see another one.
Yes, sir. That's fine.
Yes,
DNO.
sir.
తెలుగులో
Can
కూడా
you see
చెప్పండి సార్
DNO?
ఒకసారి.
Yes.
See, this is for oil company called DNO. Okay. Now here if you see current risk, residual risk, we have broken this into finer display. Another one we have done, you can see for Taka.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Taka.
Yes, see here what I have shown in the slide we have used here. Now, can you see the Excel file now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can you see Excel file?
Yes,
ఎస్
sir.
సార్.
See, this is the risk matrix. Here we have quantified. Quantified means values are given. If it is low, how much it is? 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 15, like that. This is quantifying the risk. Then this is the risk register. Here if you see, we have broken that risk probability, current risk and residual risk. So current risk, how much rating it has, after taking appropriate steps, how much it is residual. See, the values have come from 2 to 1, 1, 1, 1. Here if you see from yellow band 6, we have brought down to 2. So risk tracking is if any incident has taken place, you have to use a tracker. Then this is ORA, that is operational risk assessment. So HSE person has to fill all these things, submit to the client or to your HOD, get approval and then go for the job. So this risk matrix is clear.
ఒకసారి తెలుగులో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి.
తెలుగులో చూడండి, ఇది రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ చేసేటప్పుడు లేదా జేఎస్ఏ, జేహెచ్ఏ లేదా ఏహెచ్ఏ. జేఎస్ఏ అంటే జాబ్స్ సేఫ్టీ అనాలిసిస్, జిహెచ్ అంటే జాబ్ హెజర్డ్ అనాలిసిస్, ఏహెచ్ఏ అంటే యాక్టివిటీ హెజర్డ్ అనాలిసిస్. రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ హీరా హెజర్డ్ ఐడెంటిఫికేషన్ రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ హెచ్ఎస్సి పర్సన్ డెఫినెట్గా టాస్క్ టు టాస్క్ చేయాలి. అది చేసేటప్పుడు రిస్క్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తాం. రిస్క్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్లో ఇది 5x5 రిస్క్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్ అంటాం. చూడండి ఇక్కడ 5 ఉన్నాయి, 1 2 3 4 5. అలాగే ఇక్కడ చూడండి 1 2 3 4 5. సో ఇటుపక్క ఏంటంటే లైక్లీహుడ్ రాస్తాం, అంటే ఎంతవరకు అవ్వచ్చు. ఇటు అవుతే ఏంటవుతుంది అంటే ఇంపాక్ట్ ఎంతవరకు, సివియరిటీ ఎంత సివియర్గా అవుతుంది అనేది ఈ పైన ఉంటుంది. సో క్యాల్కులేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ప్రాబబిలిటీ 2 ఉందనుకోండి, 2 ఇంటూ బి, మనకు వచ్చే రిజల్ట్ ఏంటి 2b. అలాగే ఇక్కడ 5 ఉంది, 5 ఇంటూ ఏ 5a. దేంట్లో వచ్చింది, రెడ్ బ్యాండ్లో వచ్చింది. రెడ్ బ్యాండ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి అన్నీ కూడా హై రిస్క్ జాబ్స్ ఇవి ఆల్రాప్ అంటాం. ఎల్లో బ్యాండ్ అనేది ఆల్రాప్, యాజ్ లో యాజ్ రీజనబుల్ ప్రాక్టికల్ అని. మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఎల్లో బ్యాండ్ లేదా రెడ్ బ్యాండ్ నుండి అప్రోప్రియేట్ కంట్రోల్స్ యూజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఈ గ్రీన్ బ్యాండ్కి తేవాలి, అంటే సేఫ్ జోన్కి తేవాలి. అప్పుడే మీ రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ వ్యాలిడ్, లేదంటే ఇన్వాలిడ్. సపోజ్ మీరు కంట్రోల్ మెథడ్స్ రాశారు అనుకోండి, రిస్క్ రేటింగ్ అప్పుడు కూడా మీరు ఎంత 5A నుండి 3Aకి తెచ్చారు, అప్పుడు కూడా రెడ్ బ్యాండ్లో ఉంది, అంటే మీ రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ యాక్సెప్టెడ్ కాదు. సో రిస్క్ అసెస్మెంట్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా చేసేటప్పుడు మనం సేఫ్ జోన్లో మన టాస్క్ అనేది తేవాలి బై అప్రోప్రియేట్ కంట్రోల్స్. క్లియర్ అండి ఇది? లేదంటే చెప్పండి, మళ్ళీ చెప్తాను, ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు.
సార్ ఇఫ్ డోంట్ మైండ్ ఇంకోసారి చెప్పరా, అర్థం కావట్లేదు సార్.
ఏ స్టెప్ అర్థం కాలేదండి?
అదే సార్, ఇంప్రూవబుల్ టు హజార్డ్ హౌస్ కీపింగ్ ఇలా ఉంది కదా,
ఏంటండి?
ఇలా ఎరో మార్క్ ఇచ్చి హజార్డ్ హౌస్ B2 అని ఉంది కదా సార్, ఇంప్రాబ్లం టు హజార్డ్ హౌస్ B2 అని ఉంది కదా, అదేంటో
అవును.
అర్థం కాలేదు.
ఇది ఇప్పుడు మన ఇది అంటున్నారా హెజర్డెస్ అని?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఇది కెటాస్ట్రోఫిక్, హెడ్రెస్, మేజర్, మైనర్, నెగ్లిజిబుల్, ఇదేనా?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్, అదేంటి.
చూడండి ఇక్కడ మనం ఏమంటున్నాం, ఇంపాక్ట్ అంటే సివియారిటీ ఎంత వరకు ఉండొచ్చు అని చెప్తున్నాం రిజల్ట్, అవునా?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ ప్రాబబుల్ అంటే చాలా తక్కువ ఉంది అవే అవకాశాలు, అప్పుడు 1 ఇంటూ ఈ ఎంత వచ్చింది మీకు, 1E వచ్చిందా? ఈ జోన్లో ఉన్నది నెగ్లిజిబుల్, అంటే పెద్దగా ఇంపాక్ట్ రాదు, అంటే ఇన్సిడెంట్ పెద్ద సీరియస్గా ఉండదు. నెక్స్ట్ ఇది మైనర్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ కింద కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. దాని తర్వాత వచ్చేది మేజర్ ఇన్సిడెంట్ కింద ఇది కన్సిడర్ చేస్తాం. హెజర్డస్ అంటే కొద్దిగా డేంజర్, ఇది కెటాస్ట్రోఫిక్ అంటే చాలా డేంజర్. ఏదైనా ఇన్సిడెంట్ అయితే మటుకి చాలా సివియర్గా ఉంటుంది దాని కాన్సిక్వెన్స్, దాని రిజల్ట్, అదే అక్కడ అర్థం. ఈ అనుకోండి నెగ్లిజిబుల్, పెద్దగా ఏం పట్టించుకోవాల్సిన లేదు. మైనర్, అది కూడా పెద్దగా ఇంపాక్ట్ ఏమి ఇవ్వదు. మేజర్ ఎక్కువ, హెజర్డస్ దానికన్నా ఎక్కువ, కెటాస్ట్రోఫిక్ అంటే చాలా డేంజర్ అక్కడ. క్లియర్ అండి? తర్వాత అన్సేఫ్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్, వర్కింగ్ without meeting safety conditions. Example, no escape routes or obstructed escape routes, no lighting or insufficient lighting, cluttered floors, machines with no safeguard or insufficient safeguard, no escape routes or obstructed escape routes. ఎందువల్ల HSC చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఇది నోటు. No escape routes or obstructed escape route. Why it is important for HSC person?
In case of emergency, sir, there is no route for escape. That's why.
Yes, all the escape route or emergency, whatever it is, general emergency or fire emergency exits, all should be clearly marked without any obstruction. Unsafe act, not working according to the safety regulations, then action, report to the supervisor and stop the work, or have it stopped. Now here, if you can see in the picture, can you see that picture?
Yes, sir.
What is the problem with that? It is marked wrong, okay, but what is the wrong here?
For working at height without safety,
Without
sir. Without
without
safety
safety belt,
harness.
sir. Safety awareness and safety belt, sir.
Only that?
There is no proper access.
No proper access egress.
So the barrigation is not done, means they have not barricaded the area.
Then
Without PP.
see, observe properly.
Working on forklifts, sir.
Yes?
Working on forklifts, sir.
Yes, that is the thing. Absolutely right. HSC person does not allow anyone to work at height with forklifts. First thing. Second thing, if you see his work platform, it is not designed to work at height. Third thing, he doesn't have a harness or a lifeline that he can anchor to. So these are the reasons there. Unsafe act examples: not using mandatory PPEs, disabling safety devices, improper use of tools, working without a permit, using defective tools, moving a load incorrectly. This we will see in manual handling, material handling, we can see this. This we will see in hand tools and power tools. Work permit system we will see in permit system tools. Improper use of tools, both in power tools and hand tools we will see. Disabling safety devices in emergencies, you can see this. Not using mandatory PPEs, we will see these things in detail in PPE chapter. So I'll not cover here much. Then prevention hierarchy. What is the prevention hierarchy? I had shown
Elimination.
2 times. One in the starting of the slide, last class, introduction, and in detail again I have shown. So what is the hierarchy of prevention of hazards?
Sir, elimination, substitution, then
Yes.
administrative control,
No, engineering then administrative.
engineering control, administrative control, and last will be PP.
Yes. So here this is the order, but here we have given with engineering controls. Engineering controls take the source oriented measures, eliminate or prevent hazard, remove the cause, other safe working methods. Now here administrative controls limit or reduce the risk, collective protection or security, suitable working methods and equipment, wear PPEs. Now risk management, how do you mitigate your risk? Risk management policy. Now, I don't know for your companies where you are working, whether they have the risk management policies or not. But for Middle East and other countries, it is mandatory that HSC person makes this risk management policy. So here, enable planned prevention and HSC implementation at work, risk inventory and evaluation, list the hazard in the company with an action plan. Now, how do you go for risk inventory and evaluation? This also we call as risk register or hazard register. So the first step is identify the hazard. As I have shown in the example of the risk assessment for different for TAG and DNO companies, we have identified first the hazards. Then in that risk we have mentioned and evaluate the risk. That is, how do you control this risk? By ratings. So TRA is task risk analysis. That is for each and every task that you do. For example, work at height, using of forklift, painting, then manual handling, material handling, unloading, loading, lifting. These are some of the examples for each and every activity you should definitely do a risk assessment. Now, objective to analyze and evaluate the risk in order to agree on the control measures for executing the task in a safe manner. Now, how do you agree for the control measures? With whom do you agree with this? Say your HSE, there is work at height task, you are asked to go for risk assessment. Now, with whom do your risk assessment agree with?
So who will be working at a height on regular basis? With him,
No.
we will do that.
No. See, you have the production department or
Super,
the operations department.
the site supervisor.
Yes.
No. You have the production or the department, or you have your operations
Yes,
department.
sir.
So
Yes, sir.
whatever mechanism you do, it should not hamper their job or other things. So the operations manager, you will have to agree with the operations manager.
Okay.
See, I told LMRA, last minute risk analysis, it is called last minute risk analysis. The whole meaning of the risk analysis is there in this word, last minute. Now, say for example, you have a task, okay. Risk assessment you have done, it's very good. But at the site when you go, there is a new hazard that you didn't even think of. So in such cases, to execute job, we go for last minute risk analysis. It is not a written form, but you can tell in toolbox talk, or you can also write an extra note in your previous risk assessment. Is it clear?
So in the latter case, whatever you said last minute, last meeting, so the same thing can be applied there also.
Which one?
The ladder has been broken, and then the production should not be stopped, and work need to be carried out. At that situation, can we use LMRE?
Yes, definitely. Okay, if management says no, I'll have to execute the job with broken one rung or two rungs, then you'll have to go for LMRA. Go for a short what you call pre-task meeting. That is not a toolbox, but we say pre-task meeting. Get the signature from the supervisor and other people. Get your documents perfect. In case if something happens, you will be on safer side that we have done. From my side, we have done, but it is the production or the operations department responsible, not us. See, as a safety
Thank
person,
you.
you should always keep in your mind that you should always play safe. You can play safe if your documentation is perfect, if your mode of operandi is perfect. That means start of the job, take your toolbox talk, get signed from everything, risk assessment, always carry with you. So what we do at site is we have a risk assessment. Okay. Then in that risk assessment, we have an attendance sheet. So in that sheet, we keep for 7 days. After 7 days, we go again for new documentation. So this will save you. If your documentation is perfect, you will be on safe side.
Thank you.
Then, yes.
I said thank you. Thank you for the information.
HNS action plan. Written implementation plan for improving working conditions containing the objectives to be reached, actual preventive measures to be taken, resources to be deployed, and divisions of the task. Division of task, you can see in the risk assessment, you can see this. Then work planning and safety. Establish a safe procedure. That day one of our participants was saying SOPs. So this is where you get the safe procedure. And that does not cause damage to the health. Now, for HSC person, what is the importance of SOP or safe work methods document? Is it important for him?
Yes, sir, it will be important.
How?
So the risk, whenever we are doing work, if means the trained person will do the work, and if the person is new to the work, then the SOP will means we can follow the procedure and we can do the work. So there, we can mitigate the risk or accidents.
Yeah. See, you're telling we can mitigate the risk or accident. That is my question. How you will mitigate the risk or accident from SOP?
So, from SOP means as we know that JSA, job safety analysis. So how we are doing the means how we are breakdowning the task. So by that way we are controlling the we are giving the control measure also if there is any
Yes.
hazard.
See,
Aluno
from
computer
method
का
statement,
चाहिए
method statement,
ना
okay, or SOP,
అది నీ వర్డ్
work instructions.
సరే
Shiva, please mute your mic. Okay, what HSC person does is we are whenever our operations manager come and say that we are going to execute this job in next week. So priorly
Yes.
we ask him to submit the method statement. From his method statement, we will try to identify all the hazards. After identifying the hazard, then you go for risk assessment. If you have doubt, you will call the what you call operations manager, ask him to explain the steps and the control measures he is going to apply. So depending upon that, you will start making your risk assessment, JSA or JH, whatever it is. So that way it is very important. So for each and everything, what we do is we ask for SOP or method statement from production department or from the operations department. Then risky activities, deviation from work plan. If there is deviation from work plan means if your SOP or work procedure production process says one method or one plan and the person who is executing the job is different, then HSC person has the authority to stop the job immediately. Adjust TRA and discuss with all operational employees. Also discuss adjust TRA with responsible supervisor or customer, possibly with prevention employees or the safety expert. Now rules for rules of conduct of supervisor. Regularly check that the work is done as agreed. As agreed here means two ways. One is the production process document, that is the method statement or SOP. And the second one is from the HSC person, that is the risk assessment. Be regularly available on the site. Most of the supervisors you see, they don't take part much. I don't know here what is the situation. Ensure that all the agreed controls are applied. Intervene when the work is not done as agreed. That is deviation from the procedure, if you can observe. Now here, all of you, all the participants, ఏమంటే తెలుగులో ఇక్కడ నేను ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ పెట్టాను. I would put an example. Can you identify the hazards here? ఇక్కడ ఏమేమి hazards ఉన్నాయి ఐడెంటిఫై చేయగలరా ఇక్కడ?
So the person